Tesla and Elon Musk had shared a lot of exciting news during their earnings call and in their earnings report for Q3. And I think one of the things that just kind of fell through the cracks, and it's the Tesla semi-truck news. It's going in production, and it's going in production next year, which is what's going to be 3 years removed from the actual unveiling. We'll talk about it in a second. But I think this is pretty exciting, except for, as they phrased it, it's going to be in limited volumes. And that's not the terms that Tesla had kind of ever used. And first I thought, okay, well, maybe they're just being a little bit more careful, as they have been, saying that, we're going to be ramping up the production. It might take a while, the whole production hell might happen. So guys, chill. I don't think that's what they're actually saying, because there are already expectations that Tesla, and really at this point we can say any manufacturer that's producing a new electric car that they haven't produced before, electric vehicle in this case, will have to take a while, half a year to a year, to ramp up the production. I think that's pretty acceptable fact. So I don't think they would be phrasing it this particular way. And by the way, let's remember that their goal for the trucks are 100,000 of them per year. So that's a pretty hefty goal, and they're going to be obviously going against Daimler's and Peterbilt and so many other companies that are kind of have a monopoly on that, if you will. They've been doing it for a long time. Now these babies got to be going about 300 to 500 miles. That's what the promise, so they got to get there. Though Elon decided to overpromise, hopefully not, but sounds like it might be the case, saying we can even get 600 out of it. But he hasn't been doing that, lately. So this was promise that he made a while back. But these are the specs. And by the way, this video was shot by Eli Burton. And actually, this video is how we became friends, because I was doing a story about this. This was spotted. It's one of the first times that semi-trucks were spotted out in the wild, and this was here near Sacramento. And he shot this footage, and he posted it. And I contacted him to ask for the permission, and he gave it to me, and that's how we became friends. And now he has his own segment on this channel. So that's a good memory lane right there. And it's pretty most people kind of agree when there's an assumption that this truck is going to be made mainly or partially at the Gigafactory 1, and there's truth to it, but definitely the powertrain and the batteries, that's where they're made anyway. Now there are some rumors that the body production will actually be outsourced to a different company. It does make sense, but at the same time, last time they outsourced the body was to Lotus with the first Roadster. But they've been trying to bring in everything in-house. So I don't think they would be kind of going against what they've been doing for the last few years. So again, just a rumor. Kind of would make sense, because it is a big deal, especially producing something much bigger than just car parts. But let's just call it a rumor for now. And by the way, as you probably know, the unveiling has happened a while back, 2017. This is me behind the wheel. I think I'm still one of the few YouTubers or whatever, social media influencers, whatever you want to call us, who actually got to sit in the truck. And it was I really enjoyed it. That was a pretty good moment. Behind me is Hans explaining stuff. And but once again, much like with the earnings report, the semi truck just can't catch a break. And that wasn't the biggest news of the night. As you remember, this guy stole the whole show, and it kind of became a Roadster unveiling event. But Roadster is not going in production, and I'm going to have a video with Eli Burton actually in the next couple of weeks. We're going to talk about it. Okay, let's get to the bottom of this. I'm going to offer you 5 different reasons why I think it is going to be in the limited volumes. If you pick one, let me know if you agree or disagree with me. There are no prizes here, okay? But for extra credit, if you want to offer another one, definitely do so. We're just kind of and I think I have a pretty good guess. So before I get to number 1, of course, a quick reminder that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton. Check out their all-electric SUV called Ambite. I'm very excited about it coming to America, coming to Europe. They're in production in China in just a few more months. Take about 60 seconds of your time to reserve one, because whenever it's available in your area, there will be a pretty hefty line. It costs $0, €0, wherever you're at. It's free to reserve one. So go to the description of this video and reserve your Byton today. All right, so let's talk about why the semi-truck, when it's going in production next year, is going to be in limited volumes. Number 1, and I think this may be beyond the truck, but Tesla Gigafactory that's producing, batteries in partnership with Panasonic may just be at the limited capacity. I mean, they just might have, met that. And a Model Y, obviously, that's going to be produced next year, will need some of those batteries too. So maybe they're thinking like, okay, we may not just have enough battery cells produced by Panasonic. As you know, there was a little bit of a, between Elon and Panasonic, because Panasonic is not investing as much money as Elon would have preferred. And Panasonic said, hey, we lost a lot of money because you told us that you're going to be producing Model 3s and you produced like 7 of them. We lost it. So that might play the role. Let's go to number 2. And I think it's obviously space, this Tesla, factory. I mean, with tents all around, and, they're definitely, need more space. And there is space in the Gigafactory. So, but as far as just producing at their Tesla factory, it is definitely a problem. And yes, it's going to be not at the high scale at first as the Model 3 and even Model S and Model X, but you do need to have a relatively large space to do this. I just visited Biadi factory where they make electric buses, and it's not a huge factory, but it's a substantial size. I'm assuming the similar size would be needed for a semi-truck. Number 3 is simply tech. Maybe the tech is not ready, whether it's the software to manage the batteries, for the range or charging, or it's the tech of everything that just needs to work. Don't remember, this is not a car, this is not a Model 3. This is an industrial sized truck. So the tech may just not be ready a lot of times. And, I think Tesla has been kind of a very much a software company as far as promising things, right? Like, we think that it's possible. We're going to see if we can get there, but sometimes they can't, like with the autopilot. All right, number 4, industry feedback. Now, they've been, at this unveiling, there were tons and tons of people from the semi-truck industry, from delivery industry, and so forth. The feedback was good, but, once this semi-truck started actually making some appearances at different reservation holders, they probably gotten some feedback they didn't expect because they've never made a semi-truck. I think that's important, and maybe the feedback is that they need to reduce something or add something that they just need more time for. And number 5 is demand. I mean, yes, they've taken good number of reservations, but we don't really know how many, and definitely not enough to produce 100,000 of them per year as they would like. Maybe there's several hundred, maybe there's several thousand, maybe 10,000. And how many of them are actually ready to move on with the delivery and production? We don't know yet, right? And the last 2 could be connected. Now, here are my thoughts of what it actually is, and I think it's maybe a combination of 2. I think it is a bottleneck with the actual trucking and delivery industry. So the feedback and demand. And don't forget, Daimler Trucks have already delivered 2 of their semi-trucks. They don't travel as far, I believe that 250 miles is what they're capping on, but they've beaten Tesla to the punch as far as delivering them, but they're not going to be producing these for mass production, I believe, for now a year or year and a half. I think by the end of this year, they're going to deliver 10, but after that, they're just going to kind of work on this. And I think, and these guys know what they're doing, right? I mean, Daimler Trucks is huge. So there's some signs that, feedback is important. And as far as demand is concerned, Tesla's been getting reservations, but don't forget, for example, Anheuser-Busch, probably one of the most famous reservation holders, ordered 40 from Tesla, but 800 from Nikola Motors with their hydrogen fuel cell trucks. So there is competition, and not all of the customers are really trying to bet on Tesla that much. I think Frito-Lay is also ordered more Nikola or other electric semis than from Tesla. So there is competition. So the demand and the industry feedback may just be something that Tesla's not sure if they can sell. I think that's kind of the reason for it. Let me know what you think. And by the way, if you want to see all of the cool stuff that you see in the behind the scene footage and pictures and stuff like that, sometimes it's just funny and fun. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, E4Electric. As a matter of fact, I'm on all social media, including TikTok. And of course, don't forget to get on our VIP list, which also free, much like Biden Reservation. Just get on there and we'll send you a bonus story every Saturday. Sometimes Saturday when I have too much stuff to do. Anyway, looking forward to your comments. Remember, there are no prizes, but some bragging rights. Go ahead and have it in the comment section. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.